Hi there once again. So we were making measurements of this stamp, right? It looks like it measures 16 and a quarter or 16 and a half by, let's turn this around. By like 19 and 3/4, slightly under 20. And this size corresponds with size of 1926-1934 issue, which is 16 by 19 and a half. Because our next size was 17 by 21, which is we're quite under that size. And since watermark 160, we know it's have to be number 119. This stem looks pretty good. I mean, the heavy is not too cancel. I don't see any damages. This on the back, it doesn't have any damage. It has this curious YP stamp, probably owner stamp, maybe dealer stamp. I mean, this stamp is only has minimum value, so I'm pretty sure it's not an expertiser stamp. We'll put it in our store for sale. Our next stamp is also from Norway. It doesn't say Norway on it, but this line here, it's a coat of arms from Norway, and letters OS means official stamp. So let's look that one up. So we found the stamp under at the end of Norway section under official stamps, and OS stands for Offentling Sak. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure. You can correct me. Again, this is design 05, and there is only one issue for this design, and so we don't need to check for anything. And denomination 30 O's, the stamp number is 061. Again, it has minimum value, and being a damaged stamp, you see it's missing the corner right here. I mean, it's kind of only damage it has, but still it's pretty damaged stamp. And this is going into our penny bin. Our next stamp is from Spain, and it's this design number 195, but 195 issue, the first issue only had one stamp, denomination of 50C, but also there were a couple of reissues, stamps number 760, 768, 780, 801, 803. So 768 has denomination with 25C, 780 only 45, and 801, 803, this design 195 also only has one stamp, 30 cents. So we know there's only one denomination. It has 25, and it's number 761. Again, it has minimum value, and the stem is pretty, bad cancellation on front. It's gonna obstruct the stamp, and all this dark spots over there doesn't look good. So this is not a good stamp. It's not would be considered faulty. We're gonna throw it into our penny bin. Our next stamp is also from Spain. It is 25 centimos and design A49. It also tells us that 25 centimos stamp has two different dies. As you can see here, die 1 and die 2. The difference is in the length of the vertical stroke of 5 and the size of 25 itself. While this difference between 2 3/4 and 3 millimeters is pretty small, but we can see the difference between 1 millimeter and 1.5 millimeter. So let's measure the vertical stroke of 5 in the stamp. As you can see, this line, the vertical stroke of number 5 on this stamp is this line right here, and it is longer than 5 5 millimeters. Sorry, 1 millimeter. So it's about 1.5 millimeter. So this should be the stamp. 338A, which is die 2. Right, so 338A. Well, it has a little higher value of $1, but there's something else going on with this stamp beside this. Before we talk about what else going on with this stamp, I want to show you the difference between the two dies. So this is a die A, and you see how short this line is, the vertical stroke of number 5. Oh. And this is our stamp, and you see how long this line is. It's kind of protrudes well below the curve on number 5 right here. See how it stops right there and how it continues. So this is what adds to additional 0.5 millimeter to that stamp, to that design. So the other thing that's going on with this stamp is this holes in it, and these holes, look like I have a pattern, and these holes actually call perfins, and they do have a pattern because this is the pattern. If you look on the back of the stamp, this is how it looks from the back. These holes have letters C, O, and a dot. These call perfins, and it's the whole area of stamp collecting on its own. We're not going to go deep into that. Someday we may go discuss this in more depth when we start working on more of these perfin stamps. I'm just going to set it aside now and for my perfin collections, and keep it for now. And this is another stamp from Spain, last one in this batch, and it also from about the same time period. It has design number 61, and it's from 1937. This number, catalog number is 409, 15 centimeters, has minimum value for use stamp, but again we have these holes in the pattern on the stamp, which is also a perfin and has letters BHA. We're gonna set it aside, even though this is a quite badly damaged stamp. It's probably damaged by moisture because you see all these yellow dots on it. But we'll keep it for now because I wanna keep it in my perfin collection. We're gonna study it someday. Our next stamp is from South Africa, and these stamps were usually printed in pairs, and this is how they collected. With one stamp have lettering in English, South Africa, and another one, like our stamp, has lettering in Afrikanese. Sorry if I mispronounced that. So this is a bit of a difficult stamp to identify. There was a quite number of printings for this stamp. Let me go through this and pull all the information together, and we try to identify this. Okay, so this stamp was reissued 3 times. In every time they reissued this stamp, they changed the design of the stamp slightly. They call it redrawn. They redrew the stamp. And I want to show you the differences, because this stamp that we have right here is a third reissue, a third redrawing of this design, but I want to show you the first and the second. So this is the first redrawal. Actually, this is the original stamp, and first time they drew this design, and you can see the lettering here of Sweden, Africa is about the same. Pay attention to this letter R, how curved this leg is right here. It's the same on our stamp. But I don't know if you can spot the differences. These lines in the background here behind this shape right here, they're much finer and they're much more condensed than the ones we have in our stamp. The lines in our stamp a little more apart, and they're a little thicker. I don't know if you can spot the difference. Like here, you can barely see their shading on this rock right here, but in our stamp we can see it more defined. Again, this area, it's very filled in. Shading around the boat is kind of thicker, more filled in, but here in our stamp it's more open. So this minute changes like that. That's how how you tell the difference between these two designs. Also, you can tell by the color. This first design was issued in red in black color. This is more red and gray, and to be more precise, they call it not red, but they call it carmine or rose carmine. But so this is a third drawing here, issue of 1933-54, and there is actually 3 stamps. One carmine and gray, another one rose carmine and gray, black, and the third one is carmine and black. I don't think this is black, the third one, but still there's a way to distinguish between 3 of them. All 3 of them have different sizes. So let's measure this to find out what size it is. So the width of the stamp is about 18.5 millimeters, which is probably number 48, but let's check the length of it to make sure. The stamp cuts right into the perforations, or the perforations cut right into the design of the stamp. So we'll just try to align this right here, and again so the height of the stamp is about 22.5 millimeters, which is also corresponds to number 48. So we can safely say this is number 48, and it's a single Afrikaans stamp, and again it has minimal value, and in condition it is. You see how damaged, how damaged it is here at the top. The perforations are cut. Yes, and on the back it actually has a sticky tape on it, so this is definitely not a stamp worth anybody would buy. We're just going to throw it into our penny bin. So our next stamp is from Switzerland, and this is a part of this set from 1949, featuring all kinds of different infrastructure of Switzerland. A pretty neat set. This is a 20 C denomination, and it also has 2 different types, and there is a bit of a difference between the types, right? So let's take a quick look. Type 1, there is 3 lines above curved rock, and type 2, there are 2 lines above the rock. So let's check this one out. This is the curved rock they're talking about, and these are the lines above it. And we can count 1 and 2 lines above our rock, which represents type 2, which is a cheaper type of the stamp. But I want to show you that the one with 3 lines. And you can see on this stamp there is a line right above this curved rock that continues from this cliff all the way to this pyramid shaped rock right here, and it does not break. In our stamp there is this line, this curve protrudes above this line, and there is a break in the line. There's a little section here, and then there's a short line right there. So that's type 2, and this right here is type 1. Still, it's a decent stamp. The cancel is neat, not heavy at all. On the back it looks pretty good. I don't see any damage or anything. No perforation looks good. No seams, no creases. So we're gonna set it aside to sell it at our store. Again, it has minimum value, so 20 cents per catalog, which is real value about 10 to 7 cents per stamp. Our next stamp is from former country of Transvaal. It's more of a British territory. It was more of British colonies in the country, and now it's part of South Africa. And if I'm correct, I think this council right here says Pretoria, which is the capital of South Africa right now. Let me find this design real quick. Sorry, I think I missed it. Oh, here it is, right here. So it's featuring Edward the Seventh, and it has possibly two different issues, is two different watermarks. So let's take a look at the watermark real quick. And as you can see, not as well as I can see here, but we still can see this crown and letter C, A, and another crown right here, and letters C and A right there, another crown. So this is watermark 3, multiple crown and CA. So the stem dried up, and you can see the issue has watermark 3 is actually 1 penny, rose and black, but our stamp has solid color there, so it's actually from a following issue of 1905-1910, which was short set, and it actually has a variety with different watermark, which is pricey. But as we checked, the watermark is regular crown, multiple crown CA, so it's not that variety. And this stamp has a minimal value for use stamp. And you can also see how damaged it is. It's missing this whole bottom of all the perforation at the bottom were cut off, so it's a damaged stamp, pretty faulty. We're gonna throw it in our penny bin. Our last two sets are from former Yugoslavia, and featuring two different time periods. One is prior to the World War II, and the second one, I believe, right after the World War II. Anyway, let's look at the first stamp right here. It has denomination of 3.5D dinar, I assume, and this is a number 124 and has minimal values. So, but it's a pretty solid stamp. The cancer is not very heavy. I don't see any damage at the back. There's a little bit of a toning, very slight toning, but it doesn't come through on the front side, so it's a pretty good stamp. We can sell it in our store. And last but not least, this is another stamp from Yugoslavia. This is after the war, and this is from Democratic Federation of Yugoslavia now. It has denomination 1 dinar, which is number 174. There was another reissue of this stamp, numbers 211, 214, which are right here, but there was no 1 dinar stamp in that issue. This is only possible number that we can assign to the stamp. It's number 174. Again, it has minimal value, and if you can see it right here, it has this, looks like a crease here, and if you can flip it over, yes, you can see this lines here, which is a crease, like a folding of the stamp, and then you can kind of see another one right there. Where's my right there? So this is a faulty stamp, and it's gonna go into a penny bin. So this is all for today. Out of bunch, we were only able to find 5 good stamps that we can list in our store on HipStamp, and 2 more stamps with 2 perfins, which we're gonna keep for future studies. Please stop by my store on HipStamps. I collect stamps where you can find over 3,000 different stamps and sets, and just have fun exploring and looking through the stamps, and don't forget to buy some. Thank you.